Hello and welcome. Welcome to an exciting new video. Today we are working on the brand new Speed Champion Toyota Supra. Just came out today. I do have my Supra license plate. I am Ronald the Powerwork Builder. And we're gonna jump right into this video. I've even got my really cool Fast and Furious shirt. So I didn't see the new Ken Block car. I even had to ask for that. I didn't even see it on the shelf, and I asked one of the workers, and they had gone in the back and found a case of it in the storeroom. So they had to go back and find it. So here's a really cool real car versus Lego car. And it does have the 25-year Fast and Furious branding on the instruction book, and it's even on the back of the box. And we got nice paper bags. No scissors to deal with. So we'll just dump out our bag one here. Oh, that's cool. We got a little Brian O'Connor head. One side, and then the other side with glasses. So that's kind of cool. So there's what he looks like with that face. And then that's what he would look like with that face. I think I kind of like the non-glass look. Kind of makes him look, look a little less, mean. There we go. And I do have another Paul Walker minifig in the Skyline right there. So we're gonna start out the build. Just gotta kind of find our parts here. So today is the 1st of June, 2026. So there's what we're looking like so far. Now I did want to do the fan home version of the Supra, which would be, you know, as big as that skyline there. But unfortunately, I don't have the money to afford that. So I'm settling for the Speed Champion version of it, which is on a smaller scale. But a cheaper scale than too. But this will, this Supra will go right along with my little Dodge Charger Speed Champion that's right there. So I will have two of the cars from the first movie, and subsequently that racing scene at the end of the first movie. And if anybody's ever built the fan home version of the Charger, which is what you see right there, if you were to watch the end credit and pause it right at the right moment, you'd see that that Charger down there is based off of that scene in the movie, because it only has one seat in it. And although the doors are not silver, it still represents the final scene. That's why I thought it'd been cool to have the fan home version, and then that way I could make a big scale racing version of that scene. So, and then I just put those two pieces in there. And let's see, then we need now all they need to do, make a Speed Champion version of the Eclipse. That would be really cool. And then I'd have the first two Paul Walker cars from the first movie, and then that one up there from the second movie. Yeah, and Lego's gone up in price too. This was $30 plus tax now. So it's getting quite pricey to buy the Speed Champions. And that's one reason why I don't have Suki's car, the pink one. Well, one is $30, and two, I'm not really into that one too much. I mean, I know it is part of the, Speed Champion Fast series, but it's just not one that I'm super into. And I know it was part of that racing scene with the Skyline where she jumped off the bridge and basically destroyed the car. There we go. Now we got these little printed tiles. Tiny little tiles with prints on it. And you want to make sure that it's facing that way. So it's, because I don't know if this is the front or the back, but you want it, facing toward the side that doesn't have the axle on it yet. And that's not where it was supposed to go. It's actually, take that back. Forget what I just said. I make mistakes so you don't have to. This is actually supposed to go on the back. But the tile still needs to go with the black part backwards. Alright, so that's where it belongs. I accidentally put it up here, but it goes there with a little green stud behind it. Alright, and then we'll put this other rim together. Okay, then this goes in the center, so that all goes together like that. And then this goes on the end. So just like that. So that green goes in the middle. And then we need this black square right next to the white. Hopefully you can see that okay. Now it's right where this white stud is, there's a little black stud next to it. Then this goes there. That goes on there like that. And then we take these funky little shapes. They could almost be used as mirrors, maybe. But they want these plugged in on the end. I think these are the tailpipes. I think I figured out where the end of the car is. I think those are the exhaust tips that we just plugged in. And then we take our orange meat cleavers and stick those on the end. I always did find it kind of interesting how they use different Lego pieces for different applications. Okay, there you go. So that looks like that now. So that's the end of bag number 1. And yeah, they do give you an extra printed piece. Okay, and then we'll open up bag 2. Now we get the wheel arches with some print on them. That's nice. Okay, so then we'll take our arch. We'll put that on there. And I'm gonna build them both at the same time because I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna tell you to build the other one, but you just gotta kind of do it a little bit in reverse though. Okay, so then we need this green tile here and that orange tile here. And then that with this. So that's how that looks. Okay, so yeah, okay. So this goes there. Oops. Need this piece here. There. And there's our other side. Okay. Then we take these two pieces. I need the other. Okay, like that, and then this. No, that's not right. There you go. That sits on there like that. Okay, so then well, maybe this other side is different. So I'm not seeing another one of those black pieces. Yeah, I'm not seeing another one of those black pieces. Well, okay, so we'll just take this for now. We'll just kind of go back to our so that goes on there like that. Okay, so then we do start building this other one, which I was doing. Yeah, so I'm missing a piece. Unless it bounced off somewhere. I am, oh. It was laying right in front of me the whole time. I thought it was a different piece. It looked like a different piece the way it was laying. Alright. There we go. There's both our sides. Now I'm going to take these like step pieces and put them in the middle. It kind of helps hold the sides in. Alright, then we need this white piece with these, I would call traffic wands, because you put them in their hand with like a little, you know, clear lens on it, and it'd be like a traffic wand. And then this goes on here. And then we need to hold that in with this gray piece. There we go. And then we need to take our other two traffic wands. There we go. And then we'll hold that in with these squares. Oh, this is our license plate bracket that we're making. Oh, that's... Okay, so that goes on there like that. And that's our first stickers, our license plate. There you go. Yeah, it's too bad they couldn't have got the small print of California on there in between the bolts. You know, it just a generic number plate. And then we'll put these pink pieces over the red on either side of the number plate. And then we build up the back of the car some more. So just put these two pieces together with this. And that. And then that, and then this goes on the sides. So now we're created that part of the car. And then we get the joy of putting more stickers on it. After we put this side panel on, I know a lot of people have an aversion to stickers, but I don't really mind stickers that much. But, you know, my question is, though, if they can make such an intricate printed pattern on that fender, why couldn't they make a printed pattern on that piece? That's my only question. You know, because they printed this fender, but then they couldn't print that piece. Alright, so that's those sides. Oh, and then see, there's even a printed piece right there. Small little printed piece. But yet we had a big sticker. Yeah, they can make such a small little print piece here and here, but then they can't print that. That's pretty interesting. That's all that's the only thing I find is that, you know, sometimes they can make really small prints, and then others that you'd think that they could print, they just sticker it instead. See, like here, they printed the Toyota logo instead of making a sticker. And they printed the taillights instead of making a sticker. But yet the biggest part, they make a sticker out of. There we go. And then we gotta take these odd shape things. And place them on the side. Create kind of that vent area, or whatever you want to call that. And then we got to add 2 stickers to that, which I think they could have maybe printed that. You got just that little black line right there on the bottom. Oops. Rotate that so that goes on there. There we go. And you can see the really interesting shape kind of bends in there to create that indented area. All right, and that's Now we're up to bag 3. There we go. Now it looks like you got a printed part for that iconic door logo. There's another printed piece. Here's our other part of our printed door logo. And then our little blue game controller. Okay, so we're going to start out by taking this and placing this on here. So then we'll put this on there. And we'll put a little dot, a little green dot. And that. And that. With this. So then we got our kind of door panel. And there's our other door panel. Okay, so then this one goes on this side. And this goes on this side. There you go. And then we need to finish that off with a little square. There you go. Now we got the little square on there. And this looks like this goes down here. A little bit of a tight squeeze to get that in there. There's those two yellow pieces. Now with the printed part facing up, as the instructions say, we'll put this little square on the end. And then we have the top of the printed piece. Oh, it's got actually printing on both sides, so that side and that side. And the one that has the least printing goes on the inside. So it'll sit like that. And then that's what it looks like from the outside. And then that's the other side. I wonder if I got these on backwards though. Just because the lines don't seem to... Well, I guess there is a little bit of a gap in the... Yeah. There's a little bit of a gap. And I guess it doesn't really matter which side it goes on. There's a little gap right between the two lines there. Okay, then we'll put the little rod in there. And then we'll build up our little blue video game controller seats. There you go. So that's so far what that looks like. I'm guessing just by that first picture, you're supposed to split that clear stud between the two orange studs. It doesn't clearly say that, but it's what it looks like in the picture, because they got a little green arrow pointing toward one stud. So there's that. Not sure what that is, but oh, it's the back window. I see, it's the back window. Kind of a clever way of creating a back window on a Speed Champion car. And then this would sit on this pole. It kind of clips in right on the middle, like that. And that's the end of that stage. So now we'll go on to bag 4. You know, one thing, I'll just say, one thing I wish Lego would have done was gave you like the targa top instead of just leaving it open. That would have been kind of cool if they would have had some way to, you know, put the top of the car on there. Okay, so now we get to start building up the front of the car. Now that we've built up the rear of the car. Okay. So they want this way. And then we'll take this sticker and looks like they want it this way. So sticker sticks on like that. So it looks like you got like the little fan at the top. And then this goes right in the middle. So it sits right where my finger's at. So then those two pieces go together like that. There's our steering wheel right there. Oh, I see where those go. They go back here. It's like trying to figure out where they went. Black on black instructions. So that's what we're looking like so far. Okay, so then we need this piece with our sticker. There we go. That's not right, is it? It should be the other way around. Like that. All right, our final bag. These are some thin rubber tires. Probably doesn't really matter how these work, just as long as they're on there, like that. Oh, there we go. I know it's not the first step to do, but kind of like how I like to do it. So then I get this piece here. All right, now we get to build up the nose of the car. So. All right, so we just build basically this little section, and then we move on to another section. So put the blue in the middle. So the little black piece has kind of got a roundness to it. That's the way you want it to look on there. You want the little pointy end off to the side. And there should be one more. Okay, and then grab this gray piece with all the little things on it, putting this flat like that. And then you want the flat part of it inside. So you have the 3 studs around on the top, the side, and the bottom, and the back. And then we'll take a little white telephone. And we'll put it on there like that. And then we'll take our number 12 and our grill and place that on this piece. There you go. And then we'll put 2 sides on it. Kind of sandwich everything together so that way it stays together. There we go. And then we'll put these proprietary parts, I guess. They're new parts. We'll put these on the wing. Oh, you gotta put this little printed piece on there first, and then you can stick that on there. Okay. And then we join the 2 together, it says. So then we got a front lip that looks like that. Alright, then we'll move on to building this up, which is the nose part. Let's see, that's got a printed piece on it. That's printed, and that's not. So you want the non-printed one because we're gonna put a sticker on it. Probably couldn't find a way to print this small little intricate logo. So they stickered it. You know, they could have almost made the sticker the size of the piece. And then that way you couldn't see that it's actually a sticker. That's another thing I've always thought is, you know, they could make stickers the size of the piece. Okay, there's something not jiving right with this. Because that goes there. Okay. I think I fixed it. Just had a little part discrepancy. See, now you got two printed pieces and then that sticker. I don't know, that sticker does look kind of ugly. But that's the way they want it. So then we'll just put that on our nose. And then we'll put this all together. Something like that. But that's not right. Because they're saying that the telephone goes into that bottom bracket. And that these go in the top bracket. Somehow. Oh, I see. I think I just got the top of this too far forward, or I mean too far back. There we go. Yeah, I just had the nose piece a little too far forward, or too far back, I mean, I'm sorry. So it didn't want to clip into the two little things it was supposed to clip into. Alright, so there's our top of our car. And then we'll get our other half of our printed vent and headlight. There we go. But actually I need to add to those. So There we go. Then we put these on the side. Some more stickers. There. I was trying to get it on there straight and it didn't want to go on straight. Alright, now we'll make our wing. And you got even like gray versions of those pieces. You had 2 orange ones and then 2 gray ones. Alright, and then we'll put this on here. Yeah, that's not proportioned right. This has got to go over there. There. There we are. All complete. The Fast and Furious Toyota Supra. And yeah, the last step was putting on the wheels. But we're all done. And as Brian would say to Dom, I owe you a 10-second car. Later.